A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a gripping address delivered in Berlin, NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte issued a powerful warning regarding the escalating threat posed by Russia to Europe. His remarks come at a critical juncture, just as Ukraine's allies convene to discuss a peace initiative proposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. Rutte emphasized the urgency of the situation, stating, "We need to be crystal clear about the threat. We are Russia's next target, and we are already in harm's way." The backdrop of Rutte's speech is the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, which has entered its fourth winter, with Moscow maintaining its aggressive stance and pressing for territorial concessions from Kiev. Russia has brought war back to Europe, Rutte declared, urging European nations to prepare for a level of conflict reminiscent of the wars endured by previous generations. As tensions mount, European leaders are increasingly concerned about the implications of Trump's peace negotiations with Russia. Reports suggest that the Trump administration is pushing Kiev to make concessions that could leave Ukraine, and by extension, Europe, vulnerable to future Russian aggression. This has prompted a flurry of diplomatic activity among European officials. On Thursday night, representatives from over 30 nations, part of the so-called Coalition of the Willing, held their second virtual meeting of the week. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who participated in the discussions, reiterated the necessity for security guarantees that include robust European deterrence measures. He expressed hope for continued U.S. support in these efforts. Earlier that day, Zelensky had engaged in a constructive and in-depth discussion with American officials about security guarantees, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio and War Secretary Pete Hegseth. The focus of the meeting was to refine a draft peace plan, which has been a topic of intense negotiation following talks between leaders from Germany, France, and the UK with Trump. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz conveyed a sense of cautious optimism about reaching a consensus on the terms of the peace plan, particularly regarding the territorial concessions Ukraine may be willing to consider. Above all, it's about the territorial concessions that Ukraine is ready to make. But that's a question that the Ukrainian president and the Ukrainian people must answer, Merz stated after his meeting with Rutte. Zelensky confirmed that his team is actively revising a 20-point peace framework, sending updates to Washington as discussions evolve. Trump has indicated a willingness to send a representative to Europe if there is a genuine chance of finalizing a peace agreement. However, the White House has also acknowledged the uncertainty surrounding the potential for achieving real peace. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt noted the president's frustration with the prolonged conflict and emphasized the need for substantive dialogue rather than mere meetings. Zelensky has maintained a firm stance against surrendering Ukrainian territory to Russia, suggesting that any decisions regarding land must involve the Ukrainian populace's input, potentially through a referendum. The discussions have also included proposals for establishing a free economic zone in the contested Donbass region, a concept that has been met with mixed reactions. Meanwhile, the situation on the ground remains volatile, with both Ukrainian and Russian forces continuing aerial strikes. Reports indicate that Ukrainian forces targeted an offshore platform in the Caspian Sea owned by Lukoil, while Russian air defenses claim to have intercepted numerous Ukrainian drones. In Ukraine, energy infrastructure in key cities has also come under attack, highlighting the ongoing military tensions. As these developments unfold, the European Union is nearing an agreement to extend its freeze on Russian assets, a crucial step for securing financial assistance for Ukraine. The bloc's efforts to tap into immobilized Russian central bank assets have been complicated by potential vetoes from member states, emphasizing the delicate balance of geopolitical interests at play. Rutte's comments reflect a broader concern within NATO about the perception of European allies by the U.S., particularly in light of the new national security strategy that has criticized Europe's defense spending. Rutte noted that the alliance is shifting towards a model where European nations take on more responsibility for their own defense. As the situation evolves, the stakes remain high for Europe, with the potential for further conflict looming large. The coming days will be critical as leaders navigate the complexities of diplomacy, security, and the ongoing war in Ukraine, all while keeping a watchful eye on Russia's actions and intentions. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, So hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.